Welcome in, everybody. It's the Coach.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, line it.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The numbers for him from a week ago: 19 carries, 95 yards, and a score.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Finding room at the 30. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way up to the 31-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Blue line.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes,
Now let's go.
you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cummings. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Defensive side of the football, the starters here for Tampa Bay. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And now running right through it. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
second down. Here's Ryan. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Bears have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one after the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And Tampa Bay trots out there now and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And they'll go on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll drop the throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. 20, 10, touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now for the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On third down, Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front. Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here? I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
Now they try the right side here. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Set. Green, 39. Green, 39.
He'll drop to throw. Going up top. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. And there, Charles, he lined up out left, ran the post, caught it over the middle, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And you have to love the scheme that they just showed there, because if you're going to run a deep post, you ordinarily have to get a safety out of the middle of the field. And you do it one of 2 ways. Either by running routes at him that carries him away from it, or you either freeze him in the middle with routes that run underneath so that he doesn't get depth. Then you throw it over the top, and boy, what a successful play that was.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. It's a close game here early on. EA Sports Sunday Rise. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Day with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
From the shotgun, Ryan. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go now. Blue landing.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Throw left. It's Ferguson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Don't let them get there, and they've rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This will be taken at the 10. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bucs are going to 10 deep in their own territory. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he's been good. 2 first-half passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them the lead.
He wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field. He wants that type of celebration.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more.
All right, here we go. Green.
Looking to throw. And he comes. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Let's go.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Let's go. Green.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it's complete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue landing.
Back to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking field. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
All right, here we go.
Now a handoff looking late. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
Jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still second down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. They'll set up to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you hit the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Green, 30.
They go play action here on first down. His throw incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, right spot helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Set. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 30-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down in defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation defensively. They'll set up a throw. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. A really nice catch, but bottom line, that should have gone for more yardage.
Give him a pass in the flat that allows him to get upfield. There's plenty of distance between him and all the defenders. Actually cost himself some yardage. Yeah, they got the completion, but it could have been so much more.
And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback to the 25-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field in this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease. to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Ryan down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And down he'll go at the 25. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Here we go now.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
All that practice came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
This quarterback now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that's 3rd and 4 coming up.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before he get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic. by the defense. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coach was always saying, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here comes the Bears punter now. And punted away for the second time. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And I'm not going to say you abandon the passing game, but it would really behoove them to get this running game going more.
That's the identity most teams are seeking. Able to establish themselves, control a game by running it, have to touch it multiple times in order to have success game.
As we say, yeah, that's right. As we say all the time, that sets up the passing game. I feel like a broken record with that.
Listen, we can be broken records all we want. Bottom line is, lather up that big horse and let him run.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure, it shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So he can't hang on. And as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know. But you're going to get hit anyways. Might as well hold on to the ball.
You know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. 3rd and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the gun, Ryan. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now on comes the field goal. Wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.